Today on the Justice Court, the plaintiff, Bola Akonji, is suing a customer, Chinwike, for the refund of 400,000 naira she gave him for the purchase of food items.
All rise. Court in session. Honorable Judge Fumi Asaolu presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, this case is between Bola Akonji and Chiwike Otiaba, parties for an oath.
Thank you, Akin. Bola Rebecca.
Your Honor.
So you are the one who have brought the defendants, Chinwike Etiaba, to court.
Yes,
So please explain to me why you have brought him to court.
Mr. Chiwike was my neighbor when we were in Kano. So we are neighbor then. He used to sell raw food in front of the shop. So we are in good time with him. He has family. That's how I know him. So we relocated to Lagos. So when we came to Lagos, I started doing this small business, liquid soap. I will produce it. When I produce, I will go and sell to my customers. So that's how I start my own business. So one day, there's this along the street. I used to supply to one woman that have shop beside the street. So there's one side beside the shop too. And I had someone calling me, Mommy, Dami, Mommy, Dami. And I said, who is calling me from this side?
How
So
long ago was this?
Huh?
When was that?
That was 2019.
Okay.
Yes. So I walked towards the direction. And I saw this, my former neighbor. I said, Daddy, my dad was Mr. Chinwike. What are you doing here? Are you people relocated to Lagos? He not told me, yes, they have relocated to Lagos. I said, what about the family and the children? He said, they are staying in the village. I said, okay. What are you doing here? He said, he's doing site work. And it's the security of the site. I said, okay. And I greeted him. I said, what of the business you are doing when we are in Kano? He said, but he's not doing it now, but he's doing it this way. That people used to send him to the north to go and buy raw food for them. I said, okay. We now exchange greeting. I left. So anytime I pass there, if I saw him outside, I will greet him, I will pass. But like 2 months, and I thought of the business, maybe if I can get more money, maybe so I can be sending him to let me get something from the north. So it took like 2 months before I think about the business. So I now go and meet him back. I said, Mr. Chinke, when are you going back to Kano? When are people sending you to Kano? He said, maybe August. That was 2019. He'll be going. I said, I can get like 50,000. You can even get some little things. Say, no problem. So I now went back. He said he'll be traveling August, ending 2019. So with my own business, I just get more money. I said, let me go and meet Mr. Chiwike to help me buy some goods from Kano. So I listed what he will buy for me, onions and catfish, so that we join with the liquid soap I'm doing, because I have a small container outside. So the first one went successfully. So he called me that he's back then, that come and collect my goods. I came to him and collect my goods. Everything went well. But that last year, January, I called him that when are they sending you back to Kano to go and buy all these things? He said maybe towards February, and they have not started lockdown by that time. So I went back to him and said, you help me to buy some item, but I don't have much with me. I will go to a money lender to get some money. I went to money lender, borrowed 250,000. I listed what to be buy for me. Everything went successfully. That last year, I listed what to be buy for me. Onions, catfish, even beans, yam. I listed everything. That one too went successfully. But this one was this year. I called him. I said, when is he going to Kano again? He said, maybe towards February again. That was this year. I said, okay, but I don't have much with me, because the money I'm getting, I'm using it to take care of myself and the children, because my husband have left me. It's me and the children that I'm just taking care of them. So this year now, I now went to the man that used to borrow me money, that please help me arrange some money, that this man that used to help me to go and buy some good, he'll be traveling, he told me it's February, but he didn't go that February. No, he went that February ending. So I went to the man that used to borrow me money, please help me get that money down, that I will come and collect that money that February, because I will give it to the man that wants to help me to go and buy all this material, all this raw food. So the man gave me 300,000. With my own money, 100,000, I joined with that 300,000. And I went to Mr. Chimike. I called him and said, "Sir, I'm bringing the money." With his transport money, everything was 400,000. So, and
How much is the transport money out of it?
then it was 10,000.
Okay.
Yes, everything, 400,000 I gave to him. So he said we'll be traveling that night. So the second day, I was calling the line. The line is not going. I was thinking maybe the phone went off. So the second day too, I tried. The third day, I started getting afraid. I said, what is going on? Mr. Chimike has gone with my money. I started trying the line. The line is not going. So a week, I came back to that site. I know him. He was staying because it's the security there. So and I came back to that site. I'll be checking. The man is not there.
All this while you didn't know where he resides?
Yes.
You don't know where he lives?
No. Because the family, they are in the
Yes,
village.
but was he living
He
at...
was staying there. He was living there.
Okay.
Yes. So I was trying the number. A week, I came back to that site. To God be the glory. I saw him sitting down, and I saw bandage on his leg. Mr. Chimike, what happened? I've been calling your line. What happened to your leg? So I should sit down. It's a long story. What is long story? Please, break it down. Let me know. He said, armed robber attacked them on the road. They collected his phone and the money. Did you go along with the money? He said, yes, he go along with the money. And the man that I borrowed money from, I've been calling me that he will take me to police station. So when we are dragging it, so one man was passing. He said, what are we quarreling for? I said, this is what happened between me and this man. Oh. I want to take him to police station because the man that borrowed me money is disturbing me. Say, you arrest me if you do this. So the man said, I should not take it to police station. That there's some place that he know that he will direct me to. So he now wrote the address on written paper for me. So I now went to Ikeja. That's how I got here.
So, Mr. Chimike, what happened?
Exactly what she said. I was attacked by armed robbers, and our motor got accident. I have a cut in my head and the leg. And when he saw me, I'm just coming out for the first time because of that, the injuries I get. So I explained to the woman, but the woman said, all this that I'm talking, that it doesn't solve her problem. It can't solve her problem because the money lenders are following her about. So exactly what he said is what happened. I've been going to market, not only her, but that time I went to other people. They say they just buy some goods that they have not sold, their foodstuffs. Then I told her, I said, okay, now your own cannot even be enough for me for travel, but I will try my best and solve your problem. That's how I go. With the little money, because if I save some money, the small money I get from them, I use it to buy my own and sell too if I come back.
Who were the people that attacked you?
Pardon?
Which people attacked you?
The robbers. They attack our motor, the motor somersault. When everybody scatter, then myself, when I got up, I don't even know where we are because we are sleeping inside the motor. It was night journey. I can't even say this is the exact.
So it happened before you left Lagos or after you left Lagos?
I left Lagos. We don't go far. We don't go to Niger,
So where?
Niger State side.
Around which area?
Around the Mokwa side.
Around Mokwa. Which day? Which day?
Mokwa is in Niger.
I know it's in Niger. Which day? Saturday, Monday, Tuesday?
The day we traveled.
That you were attacked?
It was on Thursday.
It was on a Thursday. What's the date? Which month?
It was February. February ending.
February ending. Okay. Now, how did you hand over cash to him, the money in cash?
Yes, I hand over cash to him because he said those village people, they prefer to collect the money with cash and they don't have account number. That's what he told me. That's how I gave him the cash. And this is not the first time, not the second time.
The fact that this is not the first or second time and you didn't run into any problem, it's not because we were doing it the right way. You were just lucky. Do you have a bank account?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have bank account? You know, but you know of bank?
I know.
You know bank?
I know bank.
Do you know what it will take you to open a bank account?
Yes.
What will it take you?
I don't have that. Don't have. Since when I come back from Kano, I don't have a competent this thing. I'm just
You don't have
feeding
what?
from hand to mouth. So
You only need even as little as 1,000 naira. You can open a bank account. The risk is very high. That's why we have what we call cashless society now. You know the way it is. It's just to avoid this kind of situation. You are traveling. You're having a large sum of money on you. And you know that if you get attacked, that's the risk. But if you pay into his account, you can take him. You have a bank account. You can take him to the bank and assist him, you know. Help him to get one opened. And you pay into that account. When he gets to, is it Mokwa or Kano?
But sometimes any side.
When you leave Lagos, where is the first place you go to? Is Kano you go to straight?
My hope is that I want to go Sunday market and catch our market, which is on Friday and the Sunday.
You're not listening to me. I want you to be patient. You normally travel to Kano to buy several items for people. But at the same time, you go to Niger State and some other places too. When you leave Lagos, out of all these places, which place do you normally go first? You know you first go to one place before you now move to another place and other places.
Worship.
So where's your first point of call, the first place you go to?
It depends on the goods I want to buy.
Okay.
There are some which is cheaper in Kano.
Okay.
Then I'll go to Kano.
All right.
There are some that will be cheaper. But we are doing inquiry. If rice and like this catfish is cheaper at Kacha and Bagay, we normally go there.
That's the first place you go?
Yeah.
At that place, they have banks there too?
The bank fold up. They fold up. Honestly, there's no bank there now.
You can't be traveling and taking cash all over the place. Because the only thing that makes sense is for you to first go to the town, the nearest town that has a bank, and withdraw the money. And you don't withdraw everything at once. If you are buying anything in Niger State, you withdraw the money you need to make the purchase in Niger State. And you face Kano. When you get to Kano, you enter bank, withdraw the money you need to make your purchase at Kano. Do you understand me? That's the way you ought to. You can't be carrying, and you know, not just her, because you told me normally you collect money from several people. Is that not so? So you might even have more than 1 million naira on you at times. Like how much do you have?
Don't go to such a amount.
She has 400,000 naira from one person. So about how much do you take around?
That was the first time she gave me such amount.
The plaintiff says she took a loan to fund her business, and now the lender is not interested in any excuses but his cash. Chinwike does not have a bank account and claims he was robbed of the cash. Without a steady income, it will be challenging to refund the stolen money. George Fumi wades into this matter.
You claim to have taken a loan of 300,000 naira.
Yes. With my own, I have 100,000 with me. I joined you with the 300,000.
Making 400,000 naira. So how do you want to pay her?
I don't know. I've been begging her. I don't know what to do. I'm just at the site work. When I came back, after this, my wound, before I begin the recover, they have looked for another person where I'm looking after the site. They place another person there. So now I'm just walking in there. That is following them inside the site.
They're just doing what? What are you doing right now?
When they're doing building, construction. where they are building houses. We are packing cement and sand.
So, how do you pay her? It's obvious you can't pay a lump sum. You can't pay everything at once. So, you have to work out an arrangement how you'll be paying her by installments.
Your worship, I'm short of words. I don't know. If I had anything to tell herself, she wouldn't have carried me to court.
What did you say?
If I had anything to do with her, give her, she wouldn't have carried me to court.
She shouldn't have carried you to court. She shouldn't have carried. She should have taken you to the police station. You prefer that place. You rather you are locked up in a cell there than coming here. Is that what you prefer? Because you can still end up there today if that's your choice. Look at me. She believes you. But for somebody like me, it's a 50-50. I've seen instances where people spend money and came up with the same kind of story you are telling me now. They inflicted harm on themselves. Injury, they inflicted injury on themselves. And later confessed that he was not involved in an accident. So don't think because you are just narrating that story, then everybody have to believe you are saying the truth. Do you understand me? It's only your conscience that will tell you whether you are saying the truth or you are not saying the truth. But as far as the court is concerned, you are owing her and you have to pay her.
I worship by now I've not started doing any work.
You just mentioned
You
said you are taking part in the construction.
Fake promise.
Is that not what you just said now? That there's a construction going on somewhere where you work.
I'm packing how much do we get a day?
So you rather work, get the money, spend everything on yourself, but allow the person she borrowed money from, that she took the loan from, to pick her up and go and lock her up. I mean, so it doesn't concern you whether she gets locked up or she doesn't repay the money.
No.
How much do you get paid there? How much do they pay you?
Sometimes 1,500, sometimes 1,000 naira.
1,000 naira, 1,500. And sometimes how much?
A day.
1,500 naira a day. And it's every day.
But we don't get that work every day.
About how many times do you do the work in a month?
Now, since when I recover, even the money I used to come to this Ikeja, I borrowed the money to transport myself to this place.
You can easily walk in here and say you were involved in an armed robbery attack. There's nothing to prove it. Although she said she saw you when you had the bandage on, you saw him with the bandage and everything. And when it occurred, I'm sure, was there a report at the police station?
No, but the police came there.
So who called the policemen that came?
The police on patrol. They just come there. They start rescuing some people.
They interviewed some people.
And some people run away. Every day when they get up, they will find their way, run. The armed robbers themselves, they ran away when they had the saline of police. Everybody was on the run.
So where did you keep the money?
About keeping things, there's one jacket I used to wear. I would tie the money inside this thing and wear the jacket cover.
So they checked you? How did they find out you had the money on you?
They search everybody. They search everybody, both bag. They use the knife, tear some people's handbag, scatter everything. Even the bag I used to buy some these things, and they thought that I had money there. They cut it.
No, you have to pay. I don't know how you want to. You have to pay. So let me know. You have to work out an arrangement to pay. You can't just say you can't give her anything.
I want the court to beg her now. I've been begging her since. She said, unless they cannot beg these people, they will not leave her for the money. That is
You know
problem.
what?
Even when I beg her,
Listen to
since
me.
I'm
Listen.
not
You
alive,
keep quiet. Keep quiet when I'm talking to you. I'll step down your matter and take another case. In between, I want you to sit down and try to think of what you can do. And now you can raise money. By the time I call your case again, come up with something. If there are people you need to call, to phone, go and make the phone call now and reach out to them to assist you and work out something. Do you understand me? Am I communicating with you? You understand what I'm telling you clearly?
Judge Fumi stands down this matter for the litigants to reach amicable settlement. Now, they are back in court.
So were you able to come up with anything?
Nobody responded.
Pardon?
Nobody responded to me.
Nobody?
Nobody.
How many people did you call?
I called like 2 people.
And what did they tell you?
They tell me say they don't understand what I'm saying.
They don't understand like that.
No, they don't understand. They say they should send money to me, or they will borrow me money, or they will
I didn't get
pay
that.
me. That is, they're asking me many questions. Whether they would, I want them to give away from where they will keep the money they will give me now. Even there's one man that helped me. My wife is sick now at the village. I borrowed money from that man. I've not paid him. He said I did not pay him for the one I borrowed. Now I want to borrow another money. See? I don't know what to do now.
Anyway, plaintiff, the court is going to assist you with a sum of 100,000 naira.
Okay, ma.
And the remaining 300,000 naira, ordinarily, that should be the outstanding sum. But like I said earlier on, the manner you transact business, you have to change that method as well. He does construction job. You heard how much that he collects when at the site. If it's something he gets regularly, it should have been a matter of levying, even if it's 1,000 naira every day. Within a year, you will pay up the 300,000 naira. If you collect 1,000 naira from him, if it's a permanent. But for now, he's even epileptic because it's not a regular, straightforward. How often do you get this construction job?
The job can come. That is, it's not something that they are not paying me monthly. It's any time where I get work, I can do.
After the break, Judge Fumi rules.
Well, this is my judgment. Judgment for the plaintiff for the sum of 400,000 naira. The court is going to assist the defendant to pay 100,000 naira out of the 400,000 naira. Anytime the plaintiff sees that the defendant is having a construction job or any job, you approach him for money and inform the court when there is reluctance in paying up. Judgment for the plaintiff.
All right.
Have you been cheated or have a dispute and want justice? Don't take laws into your hands. Log on to www.thejusticecourt.com and submit your case.